Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today it's time for another round of GeoDetective. I've played this a couple times before and done pretty well and really enjoyed it, most importantly. So why don't we hit play? I'm not going to give myself a time limit here, but it is meant to be a no moving game, I think, so I will keep the settings as is. Let's start the game and see how we do. The first location is loading. Right, okay. What do we have here? A very brown river, very dark red river. And we're on a bridge right over it. What do we have here? Some buses. A bus, two guys on a scooter earlier. Look at this. Lots of people in this bus. Three there. It's absolutely packed. There's some writing on the side of it, but can't work that out. Let's just pan around and see what all we have. Okay, there's some facility on the river there. So the folks here look African, I think, as opposed to, say, South American. This guy's got a ganja print on his screen. Very good. So yeah, I think, definitely in Africa, look at the huge sort of open sky. I mean, isn't that just beautiful? The sun in the west there, can't really tell if that's to the north side or the south side. Pretty hard to see. I think we're being followed by this car here, and if I remember sort of correctly, that probably means we're in Nigeria. So I just know that that's a sort of a GeoGuessr cheat, is that really, that if you're being followed by a car, it puts you in Nigeria. Obviously there could just be a car behind you. Also, I know some people get into these racks here on the vehicle. You can almost recognize the vehicle that's been used. But Nigeria would fit the bill, given that we're saying we're in Africa. We've got here some hut at the end of this bridge, Star Tim, STA Tim something or other. I'm going to open up the map and go into Nigeria, and let's see what we can see here. The main cities: Port Harcourt, Lagos, of course, Abuja. It's quite a big river, it seems, and so I don't think that puts us near Lagos. There's a bigger river here. That's right, the Niger, of course, and possibly we're on there. Not many bridges over it, it would seem. So perhaps this is one of them. We could be on this bridge here, the Patani Bridge. It certainly, I think, fits the bill. I'm looking dead east here. So the bridge goes east-west. And in fact, we are on a bend in the river. I think this could be it, because we've got to the east, which is the direction that we're looking, the Akangbu plant. And we can see here some kind of plant or facility to our... Is that slightly to the northern side? It is slightly to the northern side, and this is on the southern side. Maybe not. I would expect that then to be there, where I've just put that the logo. Well, look, that's an option. I'm going to stick with the Niger River here for a second, and let's just see what else there is. Don't have to go with the first bridge that we came across, do we? Is there a bridge at Ndoni? I don't think so. Not a bridge there, not a bridge there. Not many bridges at all, so here is another one. Onitsha, with an island, which we don't have. So we're not there. A couple more passes up here. We can use the sort of geography of the river as well to help us out a bit. What is that? So looking south, the river bends to the west. Looking south, the river... We are clearly on quite a bend, and we were on a bend, pretty serious bend before here, I think, weren't we? Looking south, the river bends to the west. I think I'm going to go with it. It's as good a guess as any. And, if we're wrong, then there's no point in hanging around, is there? So let's go for it. And it was completely wrong. So I'm glad we didn't spend much longer on it. We were in Kenya, of all places. So the car that was following us then was not necessarily the Nigerian car. So that was a bit of a mistake by me there. And we were in Garissa, near Madogo in Kenya. What is that? Sort of central Kenya about? No, eastern. Yeah, central eastern Kenya, I suppose. So, very good. All right. Well, next round. Now we've seen it. What do we have here? We've got Petrol Mex. So, Mexico, probably. Don't recognize this flag here. It certainly isn't the Mexican flag. So that's one thing to consider. Unitel. Oh, no. Okay, hang on. So this is very different. We've got squiggles. So this is going to be... What is that then? That is one of the Cambodia or Laos flags, I think. Going to be hard to tell. What does this sign say here? Petrol Mex LAO? Lao? So that points towards Laos. So let's put a pin down there. Obviously, as to where, Petrolimex is what it says. Sorry, Petrolimex oil. I can't make that out. Champasa. That's pretty hard. Not sure about that one. So those signs and the resolution of the camera there is just, I mean, as you can see, it's completely blurred. So unfortunately, can't read anything really. But we've got some more details here. I mean, we're on a pretty major road, to be honest. 3-lane highway that runs southeast to northwest. We've got here a shrine. Look at this, just such ornate craftsmanship and work there. Really, even just on this small, seemingly innocent altar, you can just see such beauty. It's amazing. And this is to the west now, the sort of northwest, I suppose it was, wasn't it? Slightly northwest. Unitel. Again, we're back at this one. Okay. And really, I can't make out any more detail down here. So look, I think we're pretty correct with Laos. It's just a case of where. There's no real reason to believe. Well, let's look at the sun for a second. The sun is sort of quite clearly in the south. Does that align? I think it does. The equator is sort of about here, so that would make sense. I'm going to say that it's quite low in the sky, the sun, so perhaps that puts us sort of a bit to the northern side. So I'll go with up here somewhere. Really, I mean, we could obviously be in Vientiane. Let's just take a look there for a second. Got no idea as to the size of, let's say, this road here. Is this going to be a 3-lane road, or is this going to be a raised highway? Pretty hard to tell. We've got the airport nearby here, so does this feel like an airport sort of area? I don't know if that sounds a bit strange. Maybe it could easily be a city. I mean, it looks like a pretty built up area. To the north, we've got a hill, so that might be the last clue we get. And I've no understanding really as to whether this area is a hilly region or not. I'm going to stick with it. I think it's as good a guess as any. Maybe go here. There's a lake there. Obviously, the river will be at the bottom of a hill. Given that the hill is to the north of us, I'm going to say we could be somewhere in here, for example. Maybe not. Maybe we're a bit further out. Why don't we go here? All right, lucky guess. Ooh, not right. Well, we were in the right country though, so that's good. In the south this time, by a city called in a city called Paxi on the Mekong River. There we go. So Paxi on the Mekong River. Am I right in saying that we were in the right country? I think I'm right. Yes, that's right. Yes, Vietnam won over. Laos is still all this place. So brilliant. Okay, well we did better there. 3,500 points, so not so bad. Still not going to set any records today, unfortunately. Right, blue signs. I always associate that with France, Académie, but somehow this doesn't feel like France. Ferreteria Beza. Bosch Stanley. So this is some kind of hardware store. Okay, very good. Panning around. Let's see what information we've got here. The cars are not Italian. I would expect Italian cars here if we were in Italy. I actually think we're going to be in the Americas. It says here baños, WC, so bathroom, that way. In Spanish, possibly Portuguese. So definitely puts us, I think, in the Western Hemisphere, because this doesn't feel like Spain to me. Or Portugal, for that matter. Beautiful old town. I mean, it's clearly Arbol-Mex. Okay, well that then possibly seals the deal as to which country we're in, because I don't think there'd be much there with the word Mex in it. It's funny, I would have said South America, actually, so that's good to have. But there's definitely a lot of American cars here. So we've got, and right behind us, I mean, why are we debating it? .com.mex, and here, Monterey. I was going to say, actually, Monterey's an option. I promise I was thinking something like that, because it's clearly a big city, and it's also a beautiful sort of old one. And, you know, I don't know about Mexico City being the same. Monterey's up here. Monterey sounds better, and given that it's written on the side of the truck... Oh, I was actually remarkably close there. I think it's a good bet. I think we're bang in the middle of it. We're on a street that runs east-west, and there's lots of streets here that do that. So I think, you know, here's as good a guess as any. Can we even find it, actually? We've got the street names, don't we? So, the street here, Academe. And then, unfortunately, can't read that one, but Horta da... Could be Rodriguez there. Something... I think the better one to look at is Academine, which runs north off this street, and we're not at a crossroads, are we? Here, we've got the same signs, actually. We can look on this side. Don't know what that says, but it's a long word. So, does that help us? Worth a quick scan, I think. And the road the academic road runs north-south, so that's the one I'm going to try and just look for quickly by scrolling east-west. I think the best way to do this is probably to stick with the city centre, and I'm just going to work my way from the park to this area here, and if I don't see it in there, we'll call it a day. And of course it runs north of whatever road we're on, doesn't it? So I don't know if that helps. These are all squares, actually, so everything here is a crossroads, which doesn't fit the bill for what we're on. So instead of getting into that rabbit hole, what else is there? You see here, it would have to be one of these roads, maybe, where it's running north off a central strip. So this one, for example. Again, like the one in Nigeria / Kenya, won't spend forever on this. It's just good to have a look. If we can nail it, we shall. But, you know, if we're not in Monterey, for example, or even in Mexico for that matter, you don't know, do you? You just don't know. So, just going to zoom out to the sort of city level again and see if there's any other area that might make sense. What's this one? No, those roads all run south off there. Okay, well, I'll just go with something central. Let's do the big reveal and see where we were. Ah, look at that. Okay, so we were in Mexico City. All of that, boasting about how I was thinking it as Monterey. Nope. Absolutely nope. I was wrong. Well, there you go. Would you look at that? Bang! It couldn't have been more central in Mexico City, to be honest. So there we go. And we were on one of those sort of areas with this grid pattern, but just so happened to be on the intersection of a road that doesn't go south of the one we're on. So there we go. Couldn't have been more wrong. Still, though, right country at least. So 3,000 points. Next round. Oh my goodness, look at this. Tutum. 49. Initial guess, Botswana. Maybe. Going with Africa. Need to check out which direction the sun's in just a second. Look at this red soil, though. Now, what is it? Where are we? The sun is right above us, really. So that is hard to tell. If anything, it's in the west, but unfortunately that doesn't help us. We need that name Tutume to come out and show us something, don't we? Unfortunately, that's all we've got at the moment. So I think we're down in Africa, though. The reason I think that is because of the soil. And the name Tutume. It's not sort of Central African like Kenyan, I don't think. It's not Nigerian. It's very flat here. This looks like, the closest places on GeoGuessr to this are South Africa, which is more hilly and more green, and Eswatini, which sort of looks like South Africa, basically. This looks like Africa, but not... what did I say? Zimbabwe? I think I meant Botswana. If I said Zimbabwe or... What did I say now? Zambia? Can't remember. I meant Botswana. It's just flatter, emptier. I'm going to have a quick look around here for Tutume, and if we don't get it, well, that's just that. There's not a lot here, so let's just see if we can see anything at a high level before we even start. I just want to zoom in a notch. Gumari, Nonakeng, Toteng. We've got a Toteng, Cool, Ukwi, Kang, Chabong, Kanye. I wanna be like Kanye. Gaborone. And Francistown. Franciston, maybe it's pronounced. Not sure what's in the north. Vic Falls. That's not. I'm just going to go up the A1. It's basically the A1, the A2. So Monepole. Poloka. Franciston, Toping, Siroe, Shara. Again, no saying I might be barking up the wrong tree here, so we're not going to spend forever doing this. He says, at exactly the right moment in time. Tutume, we found it. That is correct. There we go. So, after getting it wrong in Nigeria and getting it wrong in Mexico, we will be correct. Tutume is 49 clicks. I assume this is done in Ks to the north. So what is here then? To the north. That could put us here. Or possibly here. On the A3. This might just be the A3. I wonder if we zoom in. Can we infer anything here? Yes, there is an interesting road section there, a turn-off in fact, and there's a bus stop. So does this part of the road exist that sort of... Possibly it does, yes. There is, look, there's an island in there, a raised island. Does the road go south as well? No. Damn, the road ends. And there's the Crossroads Diner. this is frustrating. Cattle grid, that won't be marked. So is that the Crossroads Diner? It's called Crossroads Diner, but then there's no crossroads on the map. So maybe that still means that we're right. Like, this is the right place. It's just that it's not a big enough road south of us to be on Google Maps. That's a possibility. Is the bus stop on there? No. Can we see anything down there in terms of other roads that come on? I think the road goes slightly to the right. Does that work? It does not. Okay, fine. Let's look just while we can at the other intersection here to the A3. We're going to nail this one. Or at least we're going to take a damn good try. Got here a much bigger town. And a road that goes south. So that is possibly it. It says here as well, up ahead, a T-junction. And we're on the main road to the T. There's a road off to the right. Does that fit the bill? Yes, it does. There it is. This is definitely it. We are in Mosetse, and this road is approximately 49k, and there's Tutume. So I think we found it. This definitely fits the bill a bit better than the other intersection. There's no restaurant here. There is a road going south. We're about there, really, aren't we? So I think, you know, without further ado, we'll just admire the view and click guess. Yes, 5,000 points. Brilliant. That's a top score. That is more like it. In the 4th round, we're finally getting fired up. Okay, good GeoDetective work there. Right, what's the next one? Much, much more major city here compared to good old Tutume in Botswana. What do we have? This might be harder, to be honest with you. This, as far as I'm concerned, could be any South Asian town. What are we driving on the right, sitting on the left? Okay. This is a harbour. I'm looking at a boat. It's just realised. This is a great big boat. With a crane on it and all sorts going on. A helicopter pad. So that is some industrial looking boat there. 1.4 million, that sign says, but I'm not sure what that says. 1.4 million what? Like if there's a currency there, that could help. Unfortunately, this sign is just too cruddy to read. Does that say Fidelity? Maybe that's an American name. Not sure. Ah, well, this might help. This looks British. Awolowo Road. Awolowo Road. That makes absolutely no sense. It might be that we are in... Maybe you can see they stitched the image together here, so maybe some part of this word is cut out. This says Onikan. Oh, I don't recognize any of this. Interestingly, we can see the back of the sign behind it. I wonder what that says. Victoria Islam illegible AYON I don't know. That would be amazing if we could read the back of the sign behind it there. XHIB Jib Exhibition. Oh, the E is hidden. Exhibition. Okay, great. Something dot, that is com there. So we've got a .com address behind it. Yeah, this is the same one, .com. So that doesn't give anything away. We've got a lot of water here. This is quite strange. And the sea is out to the south. We can see here a huge, great big ship. We're clearly in a port. And interestingly, these are oil rigs. Don't ask me how I know this, but from a previous life, I know that these are jack-up oil rigs. So the rig there is on the sea, at sea level at the moment, but this is floated out to sea, and then these great big towering legs, there's 3 legs here, so there's 2 rigs we're looking at, get lowered down till they hit the seabed, and then eventually they jack up the main platform of the rig here so that it sits above the sea level. They are called jack-up rigs. So we are in an oil and gas town, and I'm going to try and use my knowledge now to figure out oil and gas towns. In Southeast Asia, that could be the Philippines, it could be Labuan, it could be Vietnam. We might not be in Southeast Asia, we could be in South America. Where's the sun is actually in the south. Oh my goodness, that changes things. I think the sun is in the south. Ikoi. Ikoi sounds Japanese. I don't think we're in Japan. If the sun is in the south, then we are in the north, and that changes things. Well, maybe not. We could be in the Philippines. Labuan is here. Brunei. But the sea is to the south. So that would rule out Borneo. It would rule in Vietnam. It would rule in the Philippines. It would rule in Indonesia, certainly. I mean, these islands are so intricate. Maybe Singapore, Malaysia, I'm not sure. Kuala Lumpur. We've got some interesting kind of geography here. There's a river meets the ocean here. We've got a lot of people here. Some tuk-tuks. I associate that with Asia as well. I'm going to have to make a guess at some point. Copyright 2019 Google is when this was taken. Okay. What do we have here? We've got a boat club. And in the distance, what do we have? Let's look at the distance. So we've got football. So we're in a soccer playing nation. We've got the main city. Wherever the city is, the majority of it lies to the north. A huge stadium there. A big tower. This almost looks like one of those fire training towers. And that's it. I'm just going to spend a bit of time other options would be like Venezuela. And if the sun's in the south, then maybe, I don't know. There's a possibility we're in Africa, actually. That's a good point. Nigeria, where we were earlier. Lagos is a big, and Port Harcourt. So is Guinea. Maybe we're in Guinea. But I don't think so. It's going to be worth checking out. Let's check out Nigeria. I'll start with Port Harcourt. I think that's... See, this is not promising because the ocean is not that close to us here. Where's the other one? Actually, this is there. This is more promising because things are starting to align. We've got sea to the south, a terminal here, this kind of intricate river. We could be in Lagos, which is, I think, where we were in Nigeria earlier, weren't we? This is a major road. Which direction are we looking? We're looking east. Are we here? Are we looking at Lagos Island? Oh, hang on. Ikoyi. Yes. Oh, yes. Okay, we found it. Ikoyi. It's staring me right in the face. Oh my goodness. So many. Where did I see that? It's on this sign, isn't it? Ikoyi. Yes, there it is. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Right. Okay. It is up ahead of us. A lower road in Ikoyi. And we're going east. So does that put us here, actually? Ikoyi Road, a lower road there. I think that's about right. And then there's a bridge there going off to whatever this... Does that fit the bill? We've definitely found it, though. We've definitely found it. We're looking for a small bridge going off to this bit of land here. And I think that fits the bill there. I think we're here. Because coming up is a lower road. So I think we're pretty good. So many things are running through my mind. Right, okay. The biggest clue for me were these oil rigs in the distance. And because of a past life in the oil industry, I happen to know the oil towns of the world. So, you know, there's not that narrows things down a bit. Undoubtedly, Nigeria is one of them. But actually, Port Harcourt is, I think, more of a oil town in Nigeria. I might be a bit wrong about that. I've certainly never been. EG is one. You know, and then in East Asia, there's several others as well. But there are, you know, fewer oil and gas towns in the world. So Nigeria makes sense. The sun being in the south is another thing, because that does rule out a few locations around sort of Southeast Asia. But Nigeria isn't particularly far north either. So I think I've kind of lucked out on that one. As for the names, didn't recognize a single one. As I said, Ikoyo or whatever it is sounds Japanese to me. So, you know, I totally hadn't got that right. But then the intricate this sort of intricate geography here around this island and the sea being out to the south was another one that sealed the deal, because it actually really rules in Nigeria here if you look at the coastline and the lay of the land. So I think I'm not 100% convinced if I'm on this road or not. I think I'm on this road, on this kind of split here, on this island almost it is actually. But perhaps we're here looking back at this island. Not sure, but I think we're pretty close. So without further ado, let's hit guess button. We'll end it there, 49 yards away from the correct location. View summary. Okay, well, some interesting GeoDetective rounds there, and I'm very glad I didn't put a time limit on it, because it allowed us to do well. In fact, we got increasingly better and better. First guess in Nigeria was wrong. We were actually in Kenya, and I had no idea. Second, we were in Laos, or Laos. I don't always know how to say that. I think it's Laos. And did okay there, I suppose. Got the right country at least. Third, we were in Mexico, and I made up a load of nonsense about how I knew we were in Monterey, and I was wrong. But fourth and fifth in Botswana and Nigeria. So an Africa-heavy round here. Botswana, we absolutely nailed it. And in Nigeria, a bit of detective work and a bit of luck came our way. So I do hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. Do remember to like and subscribe if you've enjoyed it. And do comment below. I always enjoyed reading your comments, and maybe you saw things that I missed out. So do let me know how you would have done. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next video.